Just gonna find a notebook real quick. Just gonna use this one. I find that that's typically something I'm glad to have. Alrighty, I'm running a little bit late. Give me just 1 second. We'll get the show on the road. So let's get the chat pulled up. Doing it live. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Dice one there, this one here. I'm going to try to keep, actually, I'm not going to keep those in there. That's a bad idea. If that's too loud, I'm going to switch really quick to these little baby dice that I got instead. That are the same size. They're not the same size, but the same colors. I was very excited about those. They're just smaller versions. How wonderful. Yeah, those might be what we're using because that is so much quieter. Yeah, we might just be using those. And we also might not even have to use that rolling mat if we do that. I'm not going to put all those back up while I'm here though, because that's going to waste time. I'm just going to put those over here. And we're definitely just going to use those little ones. But we might need some D6s, so I'll keep those right there. But these guys are going up. It's not the right size box. That is. Very much someone who does not like to just listen to dice be slammed around, so I do not want to put you guys through that as well. All my things. Okay. Alrighty then. So much stuff in this box. The main thing is this big map. I really like that. All right, I'm going to blow my nose, and I think we can actually start doing this thing. Greeblin, my dear, I think you are providing just the right amount of ambience. Yeah, just a little bit of background noise. That's always good, in my opinion. But So, with man, I've got something in my throat. And there we go. Fuck yeah, that's rad art. So one, not only do I absolutely love the color of this book, but I've been looking through the lore, and I absolutely love the fact that it is literally a sequel to Mirkport, or it's written as such, where these same places that I already know and love have just been advanced in time. So that is very exciting. As far as lore, I've not gotten too deep into there. So I kind of want to just jump in and make a character almost blind. So I'm planning on just doing that with... I'm going to have to cough again. I'm going to step away real quick. Okay, that's better. Talking all day and then going outside, and then you got the wonderful Kentucky weather and allergens. So, with that said, I think the lights are where they should be. They look good enough to me. All right, with solo play. Solo rules. Alone in the Mork. You've been hired by the Lord of War, Turgle, to carry out a series of missions to exacerbate the chaos and devastation of the conflict. The 4 grunts that make up your squad have a unique set of stats and abilities that will aid them in surviving the unending gauntlet of war-torn battlefields that Turgle has laid before you. Choose your mercenaries wisely, and you may live to see the end of the world. Alright, start with D6 ammo, start with D4 powers each day. Okay, start with D6, your squad. Classes below. Classes. Okay. That works. Now just to let me double check, flip through here all. $42. Listing. Base HP for grunt. For every 4 HP lost, kill a grunt. Base damage 66. Base defense 1. Your squad, choose or roll your 4 grunts from the classes below. These grunts add or subtract from your base 0 tap stat. So, if I'm reading that correctly, squad name. Okay. HP max. Toughness, agility, presence, and strength. That would be taps. Let's see. Yes, Margot. Margot is also here. All right. Margot. It is Trench Cat Tuesday. You are correct. Put the mouse there. You can sit with us. All right, Margot. So, enlisting your grunt. Start by choosing or randomizing a class. I can't imagine that we... Margot, she knew you were here, Possum. She said, I gotta go. I gotta go upstairs. Dad's drowning without me. Possum. Okay. Well, She made her appearance. And now she's probably going to sit in the floor and cry. Man, okay. I feel like that does not look as high quality looking at it on here on YouTube. There's probably some things I need to look into as far as fixing that. Looks way better on here. But it is also like direct streaming, so that's probably why. Yeah, so your squad. Choose or roll your 4 grunts. Start with D6 ammo, D4 powers, D2 omens. Base HP 4 grunt. Base damage is D6. Base D2 armor. So we do not roll up our class or anything? Because that sounds like a little bit of a disappointment. Or do we... No. Yeah, taps. These grunts add or subtract from your base 0 tap stats. Starting HP, powers, or omens. Squad X is a single unit, but each member has a special ability that can be used by spending a power. For every 4 damage to your squad, kill 1 grunt and lose their benefit and special ability. So, okay. I am beginning to understand. Okay. So it's almost like the whole squad, the entire squad is 1. Correct? That seems the way this is working. Add from your base 0 tap stats. So they're normally 0, yeah. Last term, your original listening. Roll your stats, 72. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm going to be sad if we don't get to roll all those things, so... Yeah, we're absolutely going to have to roll for all of these. Like, I'm not going to be happy not getting to roll all of these things. This is like the funnest part. So, that's what we're going to do right now. Bam. And then we'll figure out how to make this work. Solo rules learn in the morgue. You've been hired with okay. Also, this is, I believe, almost like a grind. So, yeah, we're going to just be rolling up characters here. Worst case scenario, we'll just start doing some solitary defilement with these rolls, which should not be a problem. Bells passing for those who die as cattle. Only the monstrous anger of the guns. Listing your grunts. Start by choosing or randomizing a class. Page 44 through 67. Determine reason for enlistment, battle scars, and vices. 68 through 71. So, how many classes are there? 44. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of classes. Are there 20? No, just 12. Yep, 12. Okay. Well, these are all very fun. So, okay, 12. Well, all the classes on the squad, whatnot, are the same as in the book, it seems. All the classes on the squad. Okay. Is that just like a quick, like, hey, summary of what they bring you? So the 6 soldier, +1 melee. Oh, okay. All your melee weapons do +2 damage. +1 melee damage. Special heal the same amount of damage as all this turn. I am understanding. Okay. Choose or roll your 4 grunts from the classes below. These grunts add or subtract from your base 0 tips. Okay. So, yeah, we need 4 grunts. Okay. Okay. Special. I'm understanding, but each member has a special ability that can be used by spending a power. Okay, I understand. Yeah, we're gonna name all of these though. Like, I'm not okay with just having like 4 random people. I need to know their backstories, or I cannot even remotely pretend like I care about them. I think they intend that your squad is a character, and each piece of the squad is a mini character. I think that's the way that they're intending it. Well, Possum, are you opposed to watching me roll up 4 mini characters then? Because that sounds like kind of what I want to see, is like a little squad of a bunch of little monsters being put through the meat grinder. I feel like that sounds like it would be. I really want to play with seeing what kind of characters we can get. Roll your starting shit. Page 86. I love that shit. That shit is a summary. So, and then up here we do not get X amount of shit. So we get 4 slag to promote your grunts. That is here, I believe. Requisitions, perhaps. Yes. Okay. I understand. So, in this situation, playing solo here. Normally, I think maybe this squad name. I need to see if this is just the sheet, perhaps, to be used specifically with this thing. But unless squads are not a thing at all in here, contents of squads. Squad rules 128. This is enemy squads, so perhaps that is actually. I think that's supposed to be the entire sheet, perhaps, or that's not used. 1 PC plus slag. It appears so. Okay, I'm gonna go with that extent. And with that, okay, base HP 4 divided by grunt for 4 HP lost, kill a grunt. 4 per grunt. Yes, 4 per grunt. Base damage is D6. Base D2 armor. Start with D6 ammo, D4 powers each day. Start with D2 omens each day. Start with D6 silver. Every HP lost. Grunt. Base HP 4. Grunt. D6. Base D2 armor. Okay, so I think I'm understanding now. Kind of a weird way to do things, but I'm going to try to understand that. So, your base damage, HP 4 per grunt. Every 4 HP lost, kill a grunt. So, that would mean that each one of these guys has 4. Plus 1 toughness, minus 1 agility, special block, shock. Okay. Yeah, my brain is just not able to separate the fact that this is a single character sheet. But we don't need 4, and we don't need 1. We need, like, a squad character sheet if we want to do what I'm talking about doing. But, fuck that. I'm just going to use a piece of paper. Okay, so, with 4 grunts. We're just going to roll them up. So, 12. I guess through 12. It's a 20. These are little dice. 12. Looks like we're not going to use these giant D6s for a minute, so I'm going to go ahead and move those. I apologize for how long I was just trying to figure out how that works. I read this earlier, and I swear it was not as difficult to read. But man, that made way more sense. Alright, yeah, these give me grunts. Add or subtract from your base 0 tabs, stats, starting at HP calculator. But where do I get the tabs from? which starts at 0. Okay, fuck it. I'll figure this out. There, I'm going to put everything to 0. I'm going to just use the sheet. That's the part that I think my brain just cannot comprehend, is that this is supposed to be one character, but I think they're just having you not use 4 per grunt, so this would be 12. 12. Max 12. I'm being way too anal about it, I suppose. Okay. First class, though. 11. Despondent Interpreter. That sounds fun. I'm going to write that over here. Despondent Interpreter. 16. 11. 16. Are there 5? Are there supposed to be 5 of us or 4? Because that could also be where my misunderstanding is. 4 by 4 is 16. Never mind. I see what happened there. I'm sorry, Possum. Thank you. I'm too hung up on trying to understand the wording of this. This is my struggle. 16. Alrighty. For every 4 damage, these are very small dice. They need to stay inside the little dice cage, or they're going to get thrown around. Okay, 16. So, classes. There's not a spot on here for classes that I'm seeing. Nickname. That's kind of blank. Oh, that's a reason. Scars, vices, specialties. Armor, ammo, omens, die, powers, shock. Might be underneath those specialties. That's probably where I would write that. Yeah, that's probably where I would write that. So I'm going to write Despondent Interpreter. Okay, and I'm going to start this one over here. Despondent, DSPO. Alrighty, I would write your classes on the squad sheet. Okay, shit. Are they on here? Man. Diplomats, recruits. Okay. Recruits. That sounds like the spot. Thank you, Possum. Okay. I think I'm starting to understand. It's like a double sheet. Like it's supposed to be like one sheet, but it's 2 sheets, kind of. But the fact is complicated because I'm trying to come up with a story for all of the people, I think. So maybe that's probably where the issue is coming in. I'm looking for it to be really clean when I'm trying to do something that's not intended, perhaps. Despondent Interpreter. And I'll erase this. I'm too excited about rolling on all those fun tables, though. I see all those tables. You got to give me more than that. So, so start by choosing or randomizing a class. Well, we've got our first one. Now determine their reason for enlistment. That sounds wonderful. 20. Okay, I was just saying. Name last thing. 17? Aye, that'd be a 17. I assume you don't want to see all the dice, but I'll scooch this way. There you go. Now you can see them. These are smaller, that way they will not be as loud, but I could, if you would like, use bigger dice. That way you can also see them. That looks good. That looks like a clean screen. Alrighty, 17. Star-crossed lovers fighting on 2 sides. You want to be close to them. A bayonet's length. I like that. Alright, I'm in. No independent dice cam. What a hack. Oh man, I'm sorry. I should. I need to set up the predator cam, the over shoulder predator cam, but I have not. I have not done that today. I spent today going to running around on so many things. So many things. Uh, all the games. Too many people released games today. Man, star-crossed lovers fighting on two sides. You want to be close to them. Bayonet's length. I'm gonna write that over here because that's gonna get really, really convoluted. But I do want another. Alrighty. So now stats. Well, we don't do that. Battle scars though. Battle scars is after all of these. I want to know when are the giant dice rolling across the green? Yeah, I guess that is true. That is true. I'll get bigger dice. Battle scars. All right, these look fun. These look really fun. And these are small little baby dice, but this is a D66, so that's not gonna work, Eli, unless we use one small one, one big one. 6 and a 5. I was gonna say that the big one is the tens, and the small one is the fives, obviously, but 65. That would be a lacerated arm. Probably needs treatment. Oh no! I wonder if it was from their lover. Bum bum bum. Vices. That sounds wonderful. Oh yeah. Okay. What we got? Tell us what you did, Hangman. I'm gonna get the bigger dice. Now I just can't. I can't not think about the fact that you're right. These kind of are a little bit harder to see. And you want to see the big dice. You guys paid to see the big dice here, so paid the big bucks for the big dice. What am I doing? Bringing these little baby dice? It's just silly. Alrighty, vices. Is it their riding arm? I don't know. Man, we should figure that out. Okay, wait a minute. So, lacerated arm probably needs treatment. We should roll. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Left arm. 4, 5, 6. Right arm. Right arm. Their lacerated right arm. Are they right or left-handed? Do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left. 1, 2, 3. Left is their main hand, or dominant hand. Luckily, it's not the writing hand. They're actually left-handed. It's okay. They're left-handed. I feel like that might be actually what they would even say when asked about it. Like, it's okay. I'm left-handed. Vices. I didn't roll in vices yet. Okay. Yeah. Okay. D20 vices. That is a 2. That's a 2. Confessing war crimes to the cynically cursed chaplain. That's a vice. What an interesting vice. Well, now I feel like we need a cynically cursed chaplain in the group. Okay, vices and other withdrawals. Okay, wait, this is slag. That's slag. That's highly addictive stuff. That's okay. So roll your stats. We don't do that. Their lover only destroyed their right hand, and not their right hand. It is true love. I'm only gonna mess up your right hand, so you can still write to me. Maybe that was the whole thing. And now they just are constantly confessing to war crimes that they did by writing to their lover on the other side, perhaps. I wonder what my lover is doing upstairs. I can hear her moving around. Okay, lower your hit points, so max powers. And no, we don't do that because they are over here. And then starting shit. I think they all. I don't think we have starting shit, right? Generate missions using table combat by your turn and return spoils of 4. Okay, no, I guess we do not have shit or shock. No, you don't start with any shit. Don't start with any shock. Don't start with any nicknames. Calls special calls shock in the enemy squad. Special block shock. Starting shock. Maybe I do roll for shit. Roll your starting shit, page 86. Let's see. D6 things to carry shit. You can carry 2 normal size items plus D12 radiance combat shit, D12 personal shit. Okay. No, I think that's what we're going to do. I feel like each of these needs their own shit. Squad acts as a single unit. Each member has a special ability. I feel like it makes sense that each of them has their own shit. Because each of them can carry things. So I'm going to roll it like that. In which case it kind of seeming like... It's almost like I needed to figure out these things actually... like maybe just track them on 1 for what I was talking about doing. But no, it just does D6 damage. It's treated as 1. I just need to figure out something else from my brain to process all of that. I want them to have shit though, so we're gonna roll on shit, unless it's very quickly like, man, this is too broken. Yeah. Okay, so our first color, 3. Bandolier carries unspent ammo from the previous day. Okay. Bandolier. D12 combat readiness shit. Why not just play 4 characters? Okay, is that where we're at, Possum? I'm thinking that might be easier too. I think we're capable of doing that. I feel like this is having too much of an issue for my brain to handle. And it might just be better to play 4 characters. I feel like that's what you want. I feel like it is too. Man. I just want to know all their little stats and all their little nicknames and all their little things. You know what I mean? I just want to know. I want to know their stories. Otherwise, it's just not really as... just as use it as an oracle and use the tables on the back to generate problems. Yeah. I think I'll do that. Wham. All right. Thanks, Possum. I just needed you to tell me it was okay to bend the rules. A little bit. Use it as an oracle. Beep, boop, bop. Okay. Well, specialties. I'm going to write that down here then. Yeah, we'll just do it like this. Yeah, I don't know why I was going to try to do it like that. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because that's not how I'm going to do Merkborg for the most part. If you have to have more than one person for something. Merkborg, though, typically you can kind of... no, yeah, I bequeath upon you the permission to do whatever the fuck makes you happy. Thanks, Possum. All right, well, with that said then, I'm real excited now, because then I feel like this is just throwing off my brain. What I need to do is just roll up 4 characters. And then we can go from there. So, 4 grunts. This one is a despondent interpreter. Let's see. Their reason was star-crossed lovers. Star-crossed lovers on opposite sides. O-P-P-O-S-S-I. Nope, O-P-P-O-S-I-T-E. Opposite. Only one. Fighting on two sides. Well, that might also be why. My brain was just like, that's not... Fighting on two sides. I want to be close to them. Bayonet's length. Next up. Lacerated right arm. That was the scar. Bum, bum, bum. Right arm. But they are left-handed. Now we're cooking, gasoline. Okay. Their vices is constantly confessing all those war crimes. Am I right? Constantly confessing war crimes to cynical. Chapter. Alrighty. I feel way better about this. This seems right. This just seems right. So, determining reason for enlistment. Battle scars, vices, roll your stats. So now we need to go to stats, actually. Yay. This feels right. This feels so much righter. Roll your stats. To generate each stat, roll 3d6 and match the result at the table on the right. This roll is not used after the character is created. 3d6. Okay. I like your shirt. Thank you, ma'am. Kelly. I know Kelly. That would be a 15. That'd be +2. Okay, so +2 for toughness. Now, here's the other thing I just realized I did not do. I need to read down here. So, the outcome of this. No. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Agility. That's because there's not a no classes kind of thing. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Possum. All right, agility. 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, you guys can see those dice. They're a little bit hard to see on there. Maybe because of the lighting. That's a 0. Sorry. Oh, my brain. Presents. Okay, presents. 10, 12. That's another 0. So they're really tough. They don't have much presence. How did he know I was going to say that? String. Alright. Ooh. 6, 11, 13. Yeah, that's a 13. BB, that's +1. Look at us. Look at whoever this is. Oh, a little strong, eh? Okay, roll your hit points, omens, powers, and ammo. 74 through 76. Promotions. We don't have to worry about that. I think most of these people are going to be dead very soon. No matter how repugnant your wounds and appearance may be, never start with less than 1 HP. Hit points and death. 0 -1, -2. Roll their score. Did I miss where you roll for health? Perhaps I did. Oh, no. I know what I did wrong. I didn't look at any of this because I was trying to roll up a character. That's why this is all goofed up. Okay. Oh my goodness, what was that noise? Despondent Interpreter. Sorry, guys. I goofed up. History is written by the victors. Promotions are written by the scribes who bear witness to battle. Some say the pen is mightier than the sword. With a single stroke, the tide of war can be forever influenced. Keep your head down and your inkwell full. Uh-oh. Despondent Interpreter. So, yep. I can kind of see what kind of happened here. HP, D6 plus toughness. That's a 2. A 2 plus 2, 4. Not bad. Seen a lot worse. Omens, D4. That's the little triangle guy. 2 omens. They go here. Silver, D6 times 10. D6 times 10, yes. 30. There it is. Okay, ammo, D2. We're just going to use 1, 2, 3. So that would be 1, yeah. So 1. Ammo, 1. What does that mean exactly? We have 1 ammo. How many grenades fit in a clip? Okay, roll 3d6 plus 2 for presents. So, we rolled a 12. Right? Shit. We rolled a 0, so that would be 12, I do believe. Yes, we rolled a 12. So plus 2 would be a 14. That's plus 1. Yay! If my math is wrong on that, feel free to correct me, anyone. Or like, subvert this later down the road and be like, well, you fudged those numbers. That kind of tripped me up there for a second because that is like a fake page thing that's right kind of in line with that one. Pretty tricky. Tired. Roll 3d6 minus 2 for strength. Oh no! He's come, he's go, baby. That's gonna... That adds up. Yeah. Okay. Roll d4 for firearms and d4 for armor. 3. Wonder what that is. I hope it's something fun. Sawed-off shotgun. Yeah, Vermin Maimer. I believe I'm looking at that correctly. Yeah, the Colt. Sure. Yeah, Vermin Maimer. Okay, so a D6 sawed-off shotgun. I think that sounds pretty good to me. Is there a... Okay, so 10 is absolute the highest that you can get. Yeah, that's fun. I am looking at this right. Yes, D10 firearms. Okay. Yeah, roll D4 for firearms. Correct. Vermin Maimer. D6 sawed-off shotgun. Against heavy and melee. D6. Well, I'm loving this character already. Ammo, so that makes sense now. He has one, so it's like it's not like a sawed-off double barrel, it's just a sawed-off single barrel shotgun. I like that a lot more, personally. That sounds really fun. And just a single shell in it. But, yeah, well, that's great. Okay, and then D4 for armor. Let's see, where's that armor at, huh? Got sidearms, firearms. T4's armor. Alright, T4. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. It's a 4. Uh-oh. Tier 2. D4 damage plus helmet. What do you know? Wait, hold on. 2 plus? What? Armor. There we go. Tier 2. Minus D4 damage plus helmet. I'm just going to write tier 2 minus D4. Plus the helmet. You gotta have a helmet in there. Roll away a random more scroll, and then non-threatening. 1 in 2 chance you're ignored in combat. That's fun. So that is. Oh man, these are so fun little things. That's great. Bonus only once plus like. Okay. Yes. So roll a random war scroll. So we gotta find where the war scrolls are. I believe they are. Yes. Roll for a random war scroll. That is a D20. Napalm. 16. 16 would be the magnum opus. Summon a phantom 666 shooter that fires once each at D6 targets. 1 to 5 it fires at you two. Nice. Wait, okay. Summon a phantom 666 shooter that fires once each at D6 targets. On a 1 to 5 it fires at you two. So if I roll a 6. Okay. Okay. Nope, I get it. That's fun. War Scrolls, Magnum Opus. That's what he's been writing about. What are the fun things you speak of? The fun things? War Scrolls. Writing all these War Scrolls, the tier 2 D4 damage helmets. Yeah. Some more pigs. Alrighty. Down here. These fun things. Sorry. I had not gotten there yet. So, specialties. Magnum Opus. I had not gotten. I just read over Magnum Opus. Yeah, was summon a Phantom 666 shooter, which is just a gun, like just a ghost gun. A ghost gun just shows up and starts shooting. At least, yeah, 666 shooter. It's a revolver. Summon a Phantom 666 shooter that fires once each at D6 targets. On a 1 to 5, it fires at you two. Love a ghost gun. So you just summon a ghost gun and it just starts shooting. And also, it's probably going to shoot at you as well. That's great. Only thing better would be if it was a ghost train. What I liked was underneath the specialties, and it's probably under, I guess, I'm going to put this under specialties, I would think. A somewhat casual observer with a knack for conversing with the enemy. Man. No. Ghost train. Yeah. Huh. A somewhat casual observer with a knack for conversing with the enemy. And that's exactly why they enlisted in the first place. Pretty suspicious, if you ask me. If nearby during an enemy morale test, roll +1 on result. So your preferred, okay, somewhat casual observer with an knack, person enemy nearby during an enemy morale test, roll +1 on result. Yep. So they like to talk. So that's something we got to keep in mind. Non-threatening, 1 in 2 chance you're ignored in combat, though. That's pretty good. So. Still an interpreter, I'm going to put non-threatening. You thought you messed up my right hand. It was just my right hand. That's what they're saying. All right. Your preferred ink and writing tool are... These are the things I was excited to roll on. 5. The means matter not, so long as the stationery is well pressed onto kelp papyri. Papyri? Papyri? All right. I'll write that down. Only right. Well pressed. Onda. Kelp. Papyri? Papyri? All right. Keeper of the record. When any of the following happening during a battle, mark it off permanently. Gain 1 permanent bonus for the entire squad for every 3 completed. Papyrus. So that I was thinking it was like Onda Kelp Papyrus, but it's Papyri. So I didn't know if that would be Peppery. Let's go! Papyrus. Everybody loves good papyrus. So yeah, so when any of the following 3 happening during a battle, keeper of the record. I'm going to write this down. Keeper of the record. Bum, bum, bum. Gonna have to look at that. Bonus. Once only. Okay, so this is a bonus, once only bonus. If it's 1 through 8, that would be at the 10. This is an 8. Looks like a diamond. Peppery is probably the whatever the words for multiple things is. That's what I'm thinking. It's probably the, like, it has to be paper made from the specific place in Onda, which is right here. Onda kelp. It's kelp made in Onda, so like paper from it. They must hear me in the tunnels. 4. Bonus. Once only. When gaining war scrolls, choose instead of rolling random. Oh. Well, okay. So how does that work only once? I can do it only once. Okay. So next time I gain a war scroll, once. Wait. I misread that. Thanks, Possum. I have to do those things, and then I get those things. I understand. Thanks, Possum. Hoo boy. It's almost like I shouldn't have tried to learn a bunch of games at the same time. You gotta report first. I get it. I gotta tell all the lies first. I'm gonna lie my way right through this whole war. And despite not going down to the dice, I still might sleep my way to the top of Nemo. Sorry, not sleep, sleaze. I've never been anything other than just sleaze. Just sleazing my way. Okay, so rolled our stats. We did that. We, hit points, omens, powers, and ammo. We did that. Roll your firearm, sidearm, and armor. I don't think all grunts roll a d10 for sidearm unless otherwise specified. We didn't do that yet. A 6. Man, I wonder what kind of sidearm that is. Sidearms. Shorter sword. D6. That's fun. It's a D6. Can be fastened as a bayonet. That's so fun. You were going to sleep with Steve and Paul. No. I can't stress that enough. Also,
sleep your way to the jumping.
yeah, it was the in.
My face went.
No, it was the Nemo chat. Whenever I joined the Mordheim, it was the New England Mordheim Open. I was just like, I'm gonna sleaze my way to the top, and then I never went back in that Discord. Yeah, and then here I'm gonna sleep my way to the top because I'm tired. I'm pretty sleepy. Yeah. I'm gonna take naps until I get to the top. Roll your hit points, almonds, powers, and ammo. And armor. We already did armor. Tier 2, baby. We got that shorter sword. It can be used as a bayonet. Roll your starting shit, page 86. Okay. So we did that already. We rolled a bandolier, and then I said, I'm gonna re-roll that. Or do we want to keep that bandolier? I started doing this very wrong. This is the same person. I rolled a bandolier earlier. I'm keeping that bandolier. Unspent ammo from the previous day, which is 0. So I have an empty bandolier, and I'm fine with that. Okay. Now, D12 combat readiness shit. Man. We have so much fun shit. 7. A scope. Sleep my way to the top. Me? I'm sorry, I misspoke. You guys are gonna make me write sleep. I have a bag of sleep. Scope. Why do I have a scope for my sawed-off shotgun? Maybe it used to not be sawed off. Personal shit. D12. Raw piece of slag. That's probably not good. Okay, now if your D12, D6, D12 rolls have a combined sum of 20 or more, you permanently roll +1 on the shock table. Must have seen some shit to require that much shit. Most of this belonged to some other sucker until you pried it off their corpse. Godspeed. Well, 3. That's bandolier. So 3. 7, that's 10. 10 plus 12, that's 22. So yeah, we get +1 on the shock table. Hell yeah. You know, that's what I like. So that'll be fun. When do we roll on that? Suffer D2 starting shock, page 89. Okay, that was the next thing. Start with D2 shock, but I get +1 because I'm cool. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 shakes, but I have +1, so I'm at primal fear. Next shock roll is D6. Okay. Wait a minute. No, I just started with +1 shock. Okay. Yeah, okay, 2. So I have 2 shock. Okay. Man. Already seen that much, huh? On a failure at D4 to your current shock. Oh no, when receiving shock, test tier 12. Tier 14. On failure at 4 current shock. Immediately result the next. Man. 12. We're already 1/6 of the way. Being so shocked we just die. Can only be remedied by days of rest and lots of booze. Or maybe there is some more expedient method. Prayer? Probably not that one. 90. Determine the nickname. Oh man, this is fun. Borg? D100. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. Let's do the thing. What's their name? Tell me the name of your dad. What is your dad's name? 55. Thumper. Okay. This is Thumper. We already did that. I think that's it. Book 3 full wall, test all that. That's occultic accidents. We don't need that. Weapons items. I don't think we need that currently. Yeah, no. Okay. I think we did. I think we rolled up our first grunt. We're doing it. All right, and it only took an hour. Thank you for putting up with my my bullshittery. But now we know, and now we have a lot easier time. So, that was the first one, and now we need 3 more. We got Thumper. I wonder what Thumper looks like. They're beautiful. With a lacerated right arm. Okay, start by choosing or randomizing a class. 44 through 67. There are 12 correct, so we are going to roll another d12. As long as I'm remembering correctly, yes, 12. That's this guy. Put this here so you can see. Nothing fishy there, that's a 10. That'd be a 10, baby. A New World Engineer. Hell yeah. Well, you'll love to see it. It's the New World. Tell us what you did, Hangman. Obsessed with progress and the potential applications. It's like Vara, you scoff at the old ways and embrace the industrial age of enlightenment, seeking to immortalize yourself through your creations. HP, D8 plus toughness. Okay, so we need to roll our toughness and stuff. Is there anything that affects? Roll 3d6 plus 2 for agility. So we are brilliant and quiet. So I'm gonna go ahead and circle that just to remember. And no, I'm not. I'm just gonna roll 3d6. I'm just gonna roll it that way I don't have to remember it. So toughness, we do not get anything, so that's just 3d6. So that is a 14. That should be plus 1, I think. Yeah, plus 1. Plus 1. Alrighty, agility. That's really good. Yeah. No, what? What are you doing? There you are. 3d6 plus 2. Okay. That would be a 12. Are these dice rigged? That'd be 14. No, that's plus 1. That seems pretty coincidental to me. Quiet. Roll 3d6 minus 2 for presence. That wasn't me being like quiet. Oh, this person's quiet. 6, 7, 8. Are they? 8 minus 2 is 6. So yes, they're very, very quiet. It is minus 2. Yeah. They're pretty sneaky. Shoot, perceive, use war scrolls. Bad perception. All right. And then strength. 3d6 plus 2. It is very cool. That is very rad. It reminds me a lot of, if it's not, a sculpture that I saw at a museum in Baltimore. It's like, it's a German hand-carved sculpture, but it looks very much like this. If this is not it, this is definitely like influenced by it, but it's something morphed, but it's just like death. But it's like hand-carved. It's only like yay tall, but looks a lot like that. Very sick. Really gets me stoked. What did I just roll? I wasn't paying attention. So pretty. Strong strength. Okay, we're gonna roll 3d6 for strength. I don't know if I rolled it and I just didn't pay attention. Strength. That's a 9, which is 0. Alrighty. HP, D8 plus toughness. So that is going to be a D8 plus 1. That would be a 6, so we have 7. That's correct, right? Yeah, toughness plus 1. Based on this. D8 plus toughness. 1. 6, correct, yes. Okay. Well, omens, powers, and ammo. I don't have anything. Ammo is D4. Omens is D4. Okay. Little diamond. Where did you go? It's over here. 3. So that the first one is omens. 3. And ammo. It's probably going to be a 1. It's also a 3. That's also suspicious. Alright, D4 for armor. 4. Oh, no, that's a roll 4, so let's see what armor does. It's going to take me a minute to get used to this book. But I like it so far. 4. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. That's tier 2. Tier 2. Hi, Margot. Yeah. I know, we're not getting eaten by rats yet. It took me a while to learn how to make the characters. Yeah, we are just rolling out 4 characters. The first one's named Stumper. You like that? Pretty chill. Do you want to sit with me? Okay. Well, if you change your mind. Okay. Sorry about that. You're welcome to join us, Marco. You lead 2 musk oxen that drag piles of weathered building materials behind them. That's the best thing I could ever ask for. Weathered building materials. I just carry a bunch of shit to build stuff with me. Alright, let's do it. Well, D6 for firearms and D4 for armor. I already rolled the D4. D4 damage plus helmet. D6. So what kind of firearm does this goofball have? A 2. A 1. A 2. I think that is a sawed-off shotgun. A 3. No, it's a 6.66 shooter. So the D4 revolver. I'm here for it. Firearm. D4. I like a nice revolver. Scoped. It's kind of like our scoped sawed-off shotgun friend already. Alrighty. Man, I'm gonna love a good musk oxen. You know, we gotta name them. I don't know. We could probably use just the names in here. Unless it doesn't give us what we want. If the names aren't right, then I'm going to have to just come up with something else. Or we can just name them as we go. Might be a little excessive to roll for the names of these musk oxen, but it also might not be excessive enough. Okay. I think that's everything from there. There. Unless stated otherwise. Okay, when you embraced your new discipline, you left. A backwards yoke. Okay, so we got to roll on that. Let's see. 3. When you embraced your new discipline, you left the strict and completely unnecessary belief that life is a binary of good and evil. Bye, Possum. Have a wonderful time. Enjoy your dinner. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for your time. Alrighty. Sorry, didn't mean to get too distracted there. I've lost my possum. The strict and completely unnecessary belief that life is a binary of good and evil. When you embraced your new discipline, you left. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey. Sometimes, you know, you just do that. Okay. When you embrace your new discipline. I don't know. How do I summarize that? When you embrace your new discipline, it's completely unnecessary belief that life is a new discipline. I'm going to say mentality change. The world is gray. I'm not writing all of that, but that's a lot to kind of compound. You may construct any two of the following once permission. Oh man. So what you want? Construct a mobile rocket battery. 2d6 rockets, d2 damage each. Impact 2, cost 1 slag of fire. What a wonderful ability. So, okay. So they just... Oh, you have a near unlimited supply of barbed wire and you deploy it like a sculptor. This is wonderful. Bridge the gap. Quickly assemble a narrow wooden fording bridge across rivers or chasms, strong enough to hold a squad but not armored units. We might have found my favorite character. Tower of Power. Erect a wooden tower d3 levels high. Firing from the tower adds +1 presence per level. Falling deals d3 damage per level. Provides partial cover. Hunker Dory. Pour a stone and metal reinforced box, providing total cover in a long, narrow embrasure. Fits 2 grunts. That's good. No tanks. Install a row of metal dredgehog traps. Armored enemies cannot pass them. Lose D2 turns finding a new path. That's rad too. Okay, yeah, no, all of this is awesome. The New World Engineer, if you were like, hey, 22 I've seen so far, that'd be the one I'd pick, but I've never been one to pick my class. I like to let the gods handle that. But then again, when I embraced my new discipline, I left behind the strict and completely unnecessary belief that life is binary of good and evil. So, what do I know about that? Alrighty. So, class, what was our reason for enlistment? We need to roll on that. Tell me what you did, hangman. That's a 1. You had no choice. It was that or be hung for your crimes. Alright, hell yeah. Tell us what you did, hangman. Yep, no choice. I was about to be hung by the hangman. Hangman. I did not know that was coming. That's just one of my favorite Adventure Time references. Okay, battle scars. What kind of scars do you have, my friend? Let's see. Okay, so big dice. I already put up the little one, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Well, this is going to be a little trickier now. So this guy is... That's not really that much trickier. One of them has pips and dots, and the other has numbers. So the one with numbers will be our 10s, and the one with little pips will be our 1. So, battle scars. 61. Deep rope burns on your palms. That's fun. And that sounds like something an engineer would have. Okay, so scars. Hell yeah. Deep rope burns on them palms, baby. Yeah, yep. Sounds good. Vices. Every engineer's got vices. This one's are 20. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Cut along every injury in your diary. That's not bad. That's not even that bad. Well, wait a minute. Okay, well. Is that every injury that like they didn't cover or every injury? Every injury. Cataloging. Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. Every. Or maybe they just write all their stuff in the diaries. There's the diary. You know, I like writing in there, eh? They rerolled her hit points. It was 7. They rerolled her omens. It was 3. They're real lucky. Powers and ammo. They don't start with any powers, I don't believe. But I don't. No, they start with musk oxen. That's the only kind of power that I really... Tell us what you did, Hangman. I had to leave. I was going to be hung. Turns out you can't just put up shop as a hangman. I worked for a while. And yes, that is... I'm pretty sure within my spectrum of work. Tower of Power, erected wooden tower, D3 levels high. I'd say I could be a pretty good hangman. Okay, so roll your starting shit. Wait, no, sidearm. Did I roll sidearm? I did not roll sidearm. Gotta roll sidearm. D10. Man, you know, I love a good D10 die. I honestly, other than D6, that's what I have. Sorry, I'm slow. I don't know how to type on my iPad. Oh no, you're good. It might also be the delay. It's hard to type on iPads. D10. 5. Wait a minute, what was I rolling on? I was rolling on... it was the sidearms, which is weird. Well, that's also not weird. You know, the sidearm is just technically not the primary weapon you would be carrying. This one just happens to be a revolver. So the sidearm for this one, a 5, is a fire spear. What the does even that mean? Fire spear, D6 melee or D... Oh, yes. Is it what I hope it is? Like, punch dagger, fire spear. Burn once per combat. Nope, I don't know. I don't know what this is. This is crazy. What the fuck is even that? D8 ranged. Yeah, that's a hell of a sidearm. That's rad. That's like better than like their primary gun in every single way. Did I do that right? Scope. Sidearms. Yeah, no, that's dope. That's awesome. I love this character. This is so good. Okay, roll your starting shit, page 86. D6 things to carry shit. Oh. 2. Nothing. Supplies for law. Sad. Okay. 12. Combat readiness shit. 3. That's a 3. A small shield. That's fun. That's fun. Again, can't be too upset. Got 2 musk oxen. Okay, D12 again. Personal shit. 12. Raw piece of slag again. Man, we're finding a lot of that, huh? It's going around. Raw piece of slag. Ba-da-dum. Okay. D12 and so 12, 15. Hi, baby. Sorry, I walled off. I'm walled off with the.
Come see me soon.
Anywho, okay, got distracted. My sweet, wonderful wife came to see me. Personal shit. Did I roll personal shit? I did. Raw piece of slag. Um, raw piece of slag and a small shield. That's only a 15. So we don't have to roll or add +1 on the shock table. We don't have that much shit. Okay, so now we go to suffer D2 starting shock. Again, 1, 2, 3, that's going to be 1, 4, 5, 6 is going to be 2. That does not count because it did not go in here. So we're gonna cover that real hard. This is not a me thing. I'm not anal like that. I am very used to being surrounded by people like that, though. So it's just like it's become okay, just to make everybody happy up front. If it's not in the designated dice area, to make everything fair, we always reroll. So that's the first time that's come up. That's why it's quite large. I try to be very conducive. That's a 4, and that's a 4. Side such. Wait, what the hell am I rolling for here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 2. That's 2 shock. That's not good at all. Oh no. Primal fear. Piss. Next shock roll is D6. But yeah, so yeah, this was technically 2. Next time that would be a real 4. So we go up to 6. Blind fire. Fuck yeah. This is gonna be great. We're gonna have such a fun time. This game's gonna be so good. Oh man, we get to have a nickname. Okay, so D1 Hundo, my favorite. I love a good D10. A good D1 Hundo. So that it is what it is. 88. Hell yeah. Man, we were almost named Bear. Flush? What a fucking rad name. Dude, this character's so fucking sick. I want to be this character in real life. Tell me what you did, Hangman. Oh my god, some of these names are so good. I don't want to spoil it for myself. Okay, do we want to roll? We want to roll up the Musk Oxen. We have to roll up the Musk Oxen. He's got 2. They have got 2. I guess I should also do. I don't know. Do I want to specify their pronouns? Will that be easier? I'll just use they. They use they pronouns. And then you can imagine what Flush looks like at home underneath their gas mask, because of course they've got one. I imagine they're wonderful, except for the deep rope burns on their hands. Also, I just realized that someone, 12, you seek the honor. That's crazy. That person's a crazy person. That's the craziest one here. Okay, so yeah, we gotta name these musk oxen. That's God. God called. God, he wanted me to name these musk oxen. And the first one, which is Flush's closest friend in this whole world, is 57. That is going to be Sarkash. We were so close to Meat. Its name being Meat. Which I can't stress enough. I'm pretty sure I had a character in Merkborg that had like 5 dogs, and they were all named Meat. And I'm pretty sure they were like it was just I was a terrible dog person that just had dogs that I've just only fed meat, and they were all named Meat. And the bit ended probably, if I had to remember correctly, it's so many games ago. I'm pretty sure they ate me and at least someone else in the party, and that's kind of how that party ended. So almost named Meat, but you know, the first musk oxen, Sarkash. That's a fun name for a musk oxen. And the second one, of course, you know, Sarkash's closest friend, 98. Dragline. Fuck me, that's so good. Fuck yeah. Okay. I'm happy with all of that. That's great. Flush gets me real pumped. War Scrolls doesn't have any War Scrolls. You think I'm crazy? They don't have any money, do they? How much money you got? I'll roll for that over here, right? D6 times 10. So D6. That's 6. That's 6. That's number, Wang. Yeah, so D6 times 10. That would be 60. MOD4. Hold on, wait a minute. So this guy's got like 3 bullets to his like scope gun, but he's got a fire spear. Huh. How do you do you have to reload a fire spear? How I need to know how the fire spear works, because I thought for a second that man, I just saw there's a war scroll called Trenchfoot, and I'm so fucking excited about that. Fuck, I love this game already. Oh, yeah. They got it. They got it. It seems like they got the vibe that I was wanting. What was I looking at? I got distracted. Oh no. It had something to do with these silly muskoxen, probably. No, it had to do with the fucking fire spear. Yeah, it's I don't understand. D6 melee or D8 ranged. Burn once per combat. What could this thing be? Because the other things are like punch dagger, shorter sword, barbed wire club, Zweihander, and then fire spear. I feel like Flush, again, you know, with the name Flush came. They came to like to not like fuck around. They're bringing Sarkash and Dragline. The portable the portable hanging booth. All right, so that's 2. We got 2 more. My mouth is a little dry. Gonna have a little classic, you know, Coke Zero, my homies, Flush and Thumper. Man, I gotta say, Thumper. Why would they be called Thumper? I don't know. Maybe we'll figure that out. All right. Back to the drawing board, eh? D12. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Right here. Ba-da-da-da-da. All right. We need 2 more. Sarcasm. That's actually really good. Like Number Wang. Sarcasm. Yeah, no, that's good. Sarcasm. Sarcasm. That's good. It's drag name. Sarcasm. Fuck. Well, whoever wants it, there you go. There's the best Merkborg fucking drag name out there. Sarcasm. That's so good. All right. Number 3. Class is 3. That's not Number Wang, but almost. Number 3. Uh-oh. Is the Recluse Marksman. Oh, shit. I know what's up. Bam. Gotta get that fucking bird. I hope war is typically a group effort, but you prefer it alone. Pay particular attention to the grass, the wind, and the birds. They're the closest you have to friends. Where the pain of being an outcast once tortured you, it's now your greatest weapon. And I hope I get a fucking pet raven. Man, this is about to be such a dope fucking crew if we can get 2 muskoxen, one named Dragline and the other named Sarcasm, and a raven. That would be dope as hell. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up. So, specialties. Recluse, Marksman. Down. Okay. HP, D6 plus toughness, but they roll on presence and strength. So, first one's toughness. We do not need to make any modifiers, but I'm going to pull up that little page so I don't have to try to do the math in my head. 9, 10. So that's a 0. Yep. Toughness is 0. However, they get +2 for the presence, which is not next. So agility, that would be a 13. That's +1. That would be number Wang. Presence is going to be a 3d6 +2. It's bad. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 0. It could be worse. And then 3d6 -2 for strength. They're quite weary. Quite weary. 6, 10, 8. -1. Almost. Almost made it out without any negatives. But, I mean, where is the character in that? D6 plus toughness. That's a 1. Toughness is 0. So 1. Their HP is 1. Never start with less than 1 HP. All right. 1. That is also number one. Oh boy. They're gonna die. Do not roll firearms, but roll D2 armor. Start with a more precise rifle. Oh, well that's sick as shit. Okay. More precise rifle. More precise rifle. Does D10 damage. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Scoped and impact 1. Pretty chill. Pretty chill. 1 shot, 1 kill. Little D2 armor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a 1 on armor. Okay. There we go. Yeah. D2. So that's a 1. No armor. Peasant ranked. Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear. None. So, a cold breeze is going to kill this character. I'm here for it. Okay. Begin the game with one of the following. Okay, well, I only need to roll. The shot that you are known for is 2. The shot you are best known for is putting one straight through the scope of an enemy recluse marksman. I never saw it coming. Never saw it coming. Yeah, so specialties. So some Saving Private Ryan stuff. Alrighty, but here's what we all came for. We all want to know. 3. I want that 3. Give me that raven. I want that raven. No, that's a 1. Damn it. Now I'm just the Night Stalker, apparently. Night Stalker. Years of solitary cavern life have made your eyes large and incredibly keen in the dark. -2 difficulty rating on presence rolls at night. Bright lights blind you for D2 turns. You may rest while on watch. Wait, what? You may rest while on watch. That's wild. All right. If you say so, Night Stalker. Nightman. Night Prowler. It was the Night Prowler. Okay, so my friend Ronnie had a neighbor. He called it the Night Prowler. That's why I'm referencing the Night Prowler. Determine the reason for enlistment. Oh yeah, we didn't figure out why. Tell us what you did, Hangman. Tell us what you did. 4. Killing is your business, and business is good. You're a real just piece of shit. You just love killing, huh? Reason? Just love killing. Man. I gotta tell you, this character already seems like the opposite of the character that I like. You better have some real. I like this glass cannon. This is fun. I like that you're a Night Stalker. That's kind of fun too. Putting one through the scope of another sniper, that's a little too edgelord for me. So I'm going to need you to redeem that. Starting with nothing but peasant rags and pretty shit stats is pretty good step on the way. Okay, so battle scars. Hopefully that's something silly. Okay, same thing. No, that's not the same thing at all. 1 with the numbers is going to be our 10s. So that's 34? Yeah, that'd be 34. Okay, well, there you go. And, yeah. That's fucking sick. Gas mask melted to face. Still works. Fuck yeah. That's rad as shit. Okay. And just like that. That's so sick. Alright, and your vices. What are your vices, eh? Hopefully it's nothing weird. It's probably something weird. 13. Overindulging in drink until passing out. Like through the gas mask. Just like hell yeah. Alrighty. While I'm thinking about that, I forgot to do this on the other one until we were like almost done. Where silver 1d6 to of course. I hope they just have like 1. Oh, 30. So 30 silver, almost. That's okay. So roll your stats. Did that hit points? Did that omens? Not done omens yet, because that's not done yet. Omens is D4. 1, of course. This character is going to die so quick. I'm down with it though. This character is pretty rad. And then ammo. I don't think I rolled ammo. No, I've not rolled ammo yet. D4. 4. Okay. Hell yeah. Pretty rad. Do not roll firearms, roll D2 armor. So sidearm. They need a sidearm. I know that. And that's over here. So we'll do that while we're here. Okay. It is 8:47. 9. Okay. So let's see what this. Oh fuck yeah. This character is gonna lose that so quick. And maybe a character that can actually do something with this. We'll have it. Zweihander. So the classic two-hander. Just two-hander sword. Hell yeah. Two-handed and heavy. So just run around with a sniper rifle and a giant claymore, essentially. I'm I'm all about that life. With a gas mask just fused to your face. That's fucking rad. Okay, omens. We rolled on that. Powers. They don't start with any powers. You have no powers. You just have a really cool gun, or so they say. And you're lonely. Hmm. Overindulging in drink, passing out. Let's see what else we got. Vices, stats, hit points, omens, powers, ammo. Did that. Armor. We did that. Starting shit. And shock. That is all we have left. Shit and shock. D6. That's a 1. That's nothing. That's number Wang. Okay, D12. That's an 8. This D12, man. That is the dice that I am like the least familiar with, so every time I lose it in like the pile of dice, I'm just like, which dice is that again? 12. War scroll. Random. Tell us what you did, Hangman. I hope it's Trenchfoot. Whatever Trenchfoot is. 12. Black candles. I've got some black candles. We're gonna be using those next time until I get the actual like setup. This is like very much temporary. Like it'll be a lot more moody next time. Black candles. The sun and the moon are your playthings. Turn night to day, day to night, or night to day, and roll all next day equipment immediately. Yeah, that's rad as fuck. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. We don't roll for how many powers you can use until they actually start playing. So shit, we rolled for that. War scroll. Now, personal shit. 11. 20-foot barbed wire coil. Hell yeah. Okay, so with the war scroll and the 20-foot barbed wire coil and nothing, we still managed to go over 20, so they get +1 on shit, or the shock. So we start with D2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So that's 2. So everybody, luckily, they're all just at 2. So that's not too bad. And I think we are at the last part, naming this goofball, or maybe not goofball. Maybe they're really serious. They seem pretty serious. All right. And Dying World spit forth another wonderful creation into our loving hands, and their name is Speedball. Fuck yeah. Speedball, you are my type of weirdo. A gas mask fused to your face, waiting for a breeze to knock you down with a very large rifle and a very large sword, and also the ability to turn night into day. Overindulging in drink until passing out. I like that's kind of your ability is to make the rest of the world black out with you. And your name's Speedball. Fuck yeah. All right, last one. So, last character. Where is that? 12. Decided to die. We need one more. Oh, that's an 8. Ooh. Is that an embedded one? Embedded one, I believe. Yeah. Like all pale ones, you are ephemeral, unknowable, sent by your kin to observe and participate in the dying land's war. You are out of place and time. Your squad views you with varying levels of contempt and fascination and distrust. What mysteries are these primitive beasts will you solve? For now, you ensconce yourself in their violent ways. All right, so here's our real weird character. Hell yeah. All right. So, embedded one. If I am reading that correctly. Looks like it. Where's that sheet? Just make sure I'm not reading that completely wrong. No, yeah, embedded one. It is this one's pale one. Tell us what you did, embedded one. Reason for enlisting is D20. $14. A misguided sense of justice. Hey, I get it, fellow Peltman. This character, I already know, is gonna be wild. Okay, battle scars. I'm going a little bit out of order with this one, but I'm trying to do it actually in the order here. So, battle scars. I'm gonna go with 6s again. Numbers are 10's place, so that is a 11. Crooked facial scar stuffed with horsehair. God, that's awful. But I like it. That's horrifying. That's gnarly. Okay, vices. And what is our strange friend's favorite thing to do? Of course, it's biting fingernails way too short. Duh. Okay. Roll your stats. Okay, so alien. Roll 3d6 minus 2 for toughness. Pale ones, if you've never played Merkborg, are real weird. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 minus 2. Okay, so that's 5. I'm guessing a minus 3. 5, 7, minus 2. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Oh. Aha. It's just minus 2. Agility. Unknown. Roll 3d6 plus 1 for agility and presence. Yeah. Pale ones are weird. Oh, okay. So, yeah. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5. This is a minus 2 for agility. I feel like this is going to be all minus 2s. So presence, again, 3, 6 plus 1. 5, 6, 7, 8. No, so like 9, 10, 12, 13. So plus 1. Presence is plus 1. And strength is just regular. So 3 to 6. 7, 8. That's just minus 1. That's not too bad. But could be a lot worse. Alrighty, so toughness, D8 plus toughness. 5 plus -2. That's a 3. That's not fun. Omens are D4. Hey, but we got 4 omens, baby. All right, silver. No silver. No ammo. Roll ether to determine gifts, weapon, and coverings, armor. Do not roll for firearms or armor. Ontological oddity. Test toughness to become invisible. Fuck yeah. I like that. Ontological entity. Okay. This is going to be a real fun character to play. Okay, so roll ether to determine gifts. Okay. So I roll ether and I see which one. 1. Movement. So 4 scrolls. So weapons and armor over there. Let me put it in specialties. So their ether is movement. So the gift is super speed. Test agility, difficulty rating 12 to cause D4 damage to D4 enemies. So essentially, it just is so fast that it just moving past things hits. And coverings is parallax. Difficulty rating 16 to hit. So it's just hard to hit because it's just moving so fast all the time. Roll 1d6. Your squad takes that many immediate actions in total. Once per day, you may summon your ether based on one of 6 existential elements. This one's element is movement. Okay. What are you called? 3d20. Of course, it's called a 3d20. Or no. Wait, 3d20? Oh, yes. Yes. 6. 6. This is 6. I'm so stoked. 3. So 6, 6, 3. That would be stealthy, whispers, the nail. That's so good. Stealthy, whispers, the nail. The Knell. Knell. Steady whispers the Knell. Okay. I'm down with that. You don't roll for firearms. I don't think they have sidearms. I didn't get the impression that I got to roll for sidearm. Roll either determine gifts, coverings. Do not roll firearms or armor. I'm going to roll sidearm because it does not specify that. All grunts roll sidearm unless otherwise specified. It would say, I think, do not roll for firearms, sidearms. I think it would specify if it did not want us to do that. So we're going to roll once on sidearms. Wait a minute. Yeah, D10. So, which makes sense. Everyone should get at least a weapon, I think. 4. 4 is punch dagger. Hell yeah, that's rad. Punch dagger. D4 shock. I'm shocked. I did not expect it to be hit with a punch dagger. That's what I would say. Armor? None. Wait, well, technically the armor is DR16 to hit, but we'll handle that later. So, we rolled our stats. We did that. Hit points, omens, powers, ammo. Hit points, omens, powers. Ammo. I don't start. Yeah, they don't have powers. They just have this weird shit. Roll your starting shit. We still roll shit for them. They still get to come with their own shit. D6. 1. Nothing. We are not really able to get anything today, apparently. And then 12. 4. It's going to be an ammo box. Plus D4 ammo. Contains all kinds. I have no guns, just have an ammo box that I'm just carrying around. I like that. 7. And then a pocket full of bent nails. Of course. All right, and no silver. Yeah, no silver, no ammo. Shock is D2. I don't have anything that I think makes them go anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1. Not very shocked. They are the least shocked of everybody. So there's that. Gain random Morse goals according to class or shit. Page 77. We did not have that. Okay, and determine your nickname. Well, they already gave us that. We might roll for a nickname though, just in case. Nickname. No, I mean that's the name. That's it's Deathly Whispers the Nail. That's what you're called. I'm pretty sure we still wrote nicknames in for pale ones. What are you called? No. Yeah, no, I think that would be its name, but it still needs a nickname. So, and also I kind of just want to know, what would this thing's nickname be? What would they call it? 59. Sticky. Stealthy Whispers the Nell, aka Sticky. So we got Speedball, Sticky, Thumper, and Flush. I'm a fan. So that is our cast of characters. I'll have to get a good mental image of them. But we will see where we pick up from there. I will start working on coming up either A, doing the prep work of getting the foundations to use solitary defilement, or B, I will prep more into how to use this. The Alone in the Mork. You've been hired by Turgle. So yeah, I'll figure out this maybe and try to redo that again. But I think that was not as much as what I was wanting it to be. I think it still needs something almost like solitary defilement-esque for me. I need the ability to roll up lots of characters. That's like one of my favorite parts. Is just rolling up characters, which is also, I love all the Scumbirther and that kind of stuff, but nothing beats rolling physical dice and looking at charts for me. That's one of my favorite things. But with all of that said, I'm so excited about all of this. Every one of these characters I'm really pumped about, especially Flush. Even Speedball. Speedball, I thought, man, I wasn't gonna feel it. I like Speedball too, though. They're all real rowdy. And I'm sure all of them will be in the ground very, very soon. But that is where we're going to stop here. So that's right. I mean, right at about 2 hours. I think I started about 8 minutes late. So thank you for sticking through watching me make characters for this run through. I'm going to be sticking with it, and I'm going to be doing continuing this story of these 4 characters until they're dead. Or until I decide to do a different game. But Tuesdays at 7, that is going to be pretty much what I'm going to be doing for a bit, is telling the story of these 4 characters. I think Thursday I'm going to be doing. I think we're just going to go with the Throwback Thursday of the old world, which will be regular Merkborg, solo. And now that I've said all this, I'm just like, man. No, they're sent in squads. I need to read through this again to make sure. But they're supposed to be played in squads. Whereas Merkborg, I think we are going to be. We'll probably just do a solo kind of thing. But we might end up getting some NPC buddies. We ended up making our character for that last week. So I've got their character sheet over here somewhere. So we're going to get running on that on Thursday. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for hanging out with me, keeping me company while rolling these guys up. Thank you for bearing with me while trying to get everything figured out initially. I thought that I would be able to just pop in and handle it just like Merkborg. It's not exactly just like Merkborg. Slight differences, and then just the misunderstanding of how the whole squad thing works. But we'll get that figured out. I will get that figured out. And yeah, we'll pick up from there. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, sit pretty, take care. Thank you for your time. You guys have a good one.